Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the end of the week. Hopefully, you all are feeling well. Hopefully, you had a good week. We're going to talk a little college football today. Big slate this weekend, lots of fun games. So, we're going to talk some college football. And then in like 10 minutes, we have our company fantasy hockey draft. I don't know anything about hockey, as you guys know. I mean, I know enough to where I've played NHL DFS before. I understand the construct of the game, but I've really never played in like a season-long hockey league before. So, if you're in the chat, you have any picks for me, let me know. We're gonna pull that up, and then Caleb's gonna come on. Obviously, he's come on the stream the last few weeks. He's in the league as well. And he knows a lot more about hockey than I do. So, but yeah, if you guys have questions on anything, college football today, and then Sunday morning, obviously 11 a.m. we'll do the big NFL stream. We'll talk NFL bets, touchdowns, picks, DFS, all that good stuff. Stay tuned to the content throughout the weekend. So obviously, I'm going to have a same game parlay article posted at Rolling Insights, as well as obviously my player pool and stuff, and then some other content coming as well. So make sure you guys are tapped into that this weekend. Starting with tonight in the college football streets, I like North Texas. We've talked about it on stream all week. This is one of the games of the year, in my opinion. Huge group of 5 game tonight. Both these teams fighting for that group of 5 playoff spot. I think there's a little bit of a scenario where South Florida, I think they're kind of looking ahead. I think they feel like they're better than North Texas. South Florida plays Memphis in a few weeks, and I think they kind of have that circled. But I think North Texas can win this game. I mean, they're short home favorites here, and I like this North Texas team a lot. We've bet on them quite a bit this season. They're undefeated. I like them coming into the season. But on top of that, particularly defensively, I think they match up really, really well against what South Florida wants to do. And Byron Brown, as much as I love him and as good as he is, he has played inconsistently on the road in his college career. And I think there's a situation where if the North Texas defense is doing what they are trying to do, I think they could force some turnovers here and put their offense in good spots. So I know, like, I've seen a lot of people on North Texas today, but at the same time, the public is on South Florida. And I think the general consensus for anyone betting South Florida is that North Texas is 5-0, but they haven't played anybody good. And, Army, they went to overtime against Army. Like, I think a lot of people are using these talking points of, look at the teams they've played and they haven't performed well in those games. I don't really understand that logic because the lines, the lines makers and FanDuel and DraftKings and everyone's setting the lines. I'm pretty sure they're well aware of, who North Texas has played and what the results of those, games have been. So I didn't really understand people saying, oh, they've struggled in those games, they're going to lose this game. They're favored in this game for a reason. And I think stylistically they match up pretty well. So I'm going to take North Texas tonight. Should be a really fun game, though. And I'm looking forward to watching that. On to tomorrow's slate. Just stuff that sticks out. I'm going to just talk through stuff that sticks out, not necessarily my bets that I've given out. But just looking at stuff tomorrow, I think Rutgers and Washington's a really fun game. Rutgers has been pretty good offensively this season. Washington has been very good as well. Washington should be ranked, in my opinion. I don't know why they're not. They're back at home. They've played a couple. Tough games in a row. So this is an interesting spot for them coming back home against a defense that I think they can have some success against. So I think that's a fun game, but I don't really like when we have these games on like a short week, like Friday night. There should just be one marquee game on Friday night, right? There shouldn't be like I should not have South Florida and North Texas and Rutgers and Washington both tonight. I'd prefer just to have one of those tonight. Dewan, what's up? But yeah, kind of like Washington in that one, but not going to be betting it. My focus is going to be on South Florida and North Texas. On the Saturday slate, I think Ohio State should roll Illinois. Not sure if I will bet it, but I mean, you guys know I've been fading Illinois all year. We faded them in a big way with Indiana. That worked out. Even though it's at home, I think Ohio State should roll them. Illinois is not good. So Ohio State big in that one. I think Pittsburgh, Nathan, if you're in here, I'm sorry, but I think Pittsburgh is going to keep this one close against Florida State. I like the change they made at quarterback last week. Thought he looked pretty good. Florida State's kind of been reeling. Couple losses for them. And I don't know. I can't tell if it's a thing of like just a tough stretch for them or if they just aren't as good as we thought. But I think Pittsburgh can keep that one close. Right here, your take on Philly. Oh man, the one they just oh man. Well, okay. So yesterday when we fired up the stream, I said I thought Philly would roll them. Obviously, I was wrong about that. But Jalen Carter got ruled out after the stream, and then they lost Quinyon Mitchell like immediately when that game started. So that definitely does not help their case out on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, I mean, we've seen this situation all year for whatever reason, whether it be the offensive coordinator switching from Kellen Moore to Patullo. I don't really have any rhyme or reason as to why they cannot advance the football. They just have to play. They play rugby. I don't know. As someone that is an Eagles fan, it's not fun. I think this draft is starting to. So I'm at Caleb in here, but I need to mute this. All right, let me. We'll still talk college football, but let me X this and put Caleb in here. Caleb, how's it going?
Oh, so good.
So what?
I never get the first overall pick in any draft ever.
Nice.
And I finally got it.
Chad, if you have hockey picks, please feed me. I don't. I'm just going off vibes here.
That's what it's all about.
I guess so. I think I did okay last year. I'd have to go back and check where I finished. What Caleb, what would you say the general strategy is of a hockey league? Like, is it better to take like a goalie first or like what? Like,
no, like it's almost similar to like the quarterbacks, you know, where if you don't get like one of the top guys, you're just like, you're kind of honestly, or my strategy is if I don't get like Vasilevsky, Hellebuck, any of those guys, I'm usually trying to just like stream guys or hopefully get some wins off of guys. Some people go like they want 2 stud goalies that play all the time. You're in a good spot because Makar's sitting right there, and obviously,
yeah, that's I'm pretty high on Colorado, so
you can't like defense who play like he does. You can't beat it. Those are the guys you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a goalie guy. I don't usually take one. I'm usually like, honestly, I'm like, well, a team like the Leafs is going to win a lot. Stolarz is not like. He's fairly far down the list. He's like the 10th or 12th ranked goalie. He's probably still going to get a lot of wins if he stays healthy. You're fine to like take a guy like that. But I always think like defense, forwards first. It's not a lot of guys who like score from the back ends. You want like those Makar, Werenski, Hughes, those guys.
Yeah, I had Zach Werenski on my team last year.
He's a stud. He's so good.
Interesting. I always like to see how like Steve and Aiden draft just because they obviously know I just see what they do.
I usually have to think a lot more about it because I'm usually not the first overall pick, but
yeah.
Having Connor McDavid sitting right there is not really.
Yeah, you kind of have a.
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
Kind of have to. Our league looks like too, like there's only 4 bench, 2 goalies, 4D. So it's not as many as I've seen in the past. whereas like it's not a lot of bodies playing. So you could probably get away with, I mean, every team in our league, I think, is going to be pretty good.
Taking this guy. Tell me about Mr. William Nylander here.
Stud. I actually know him.
Oh, nice.
Skated with him a couple times. And he's going to pop off this year. He almost had, he had 40 last year. Yeah, he's a guy who could score 50. He's so skilled, it's ridiculous. He just sometimes like doesn't care. Actually, most of the time he just doesn't care, but he's just so good that he gets away with it. He's actually hyper competitive. You just don't notice it. But yeah, Swedish guy, long blonde hair, born in Calgary.
Interesting.
But
okay.
Yeah, then went back to play his junior in Sweden. So
nice.
He's back over there. But yeah, he's a guy with Marner gone out of Toronto, there's only more ice time to go around now. So
tell me about the New York Rangers there. That was a rough opening night for them. What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's somebody, honestly, I think it's going to be a rough year for them.
Interesting.
There was like people who were like, so they won the President's Trophy.
Well, they're kind of old, aren't they?
Yeah, they have an old team for sure. They don't have a lot of young guys. And they had some huge, I don't know, locker room issues were pretty big last year for them. They had like a couple guys who just like, it seemed like a big issue. They traded their captain, Jacob Trouba, went out and got JT Miller from Vancouver, and there was issues there as well. But everybody kind of thought after the President's Trophy 2 years ago that last year they would be better again, and they just weren't at all. They missed the playoffs, and I think they'll do the same thing this year. They didn't really get better. Like, they didn't add anything. This is another slam dunk pick for me. I gotta take Werenski there.
Yeah, you were just talking him up. See, I could have taken him, but I left him for you. I left him for you.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. Now it gets a little dicier, though. If Hughes stays healthy, I like him a lot. Point obviously gets a ton of traffic with Tampa. Playing on the top power play unit. He's still probably the guy. Let's see. Bouchard. I do like filling out my D first. But I can't really pass up on. I'll go center with McDavid Point as my 1-2. I'll take it. Yeah, the Rangers are like they're like one of those teams too. They're like they'll never be out of money. They'll always be able to spend the cap. They'll always have a ton of money to be able to spend. But it's just whether people want to play in New York and play for the Rangers. It's not like they have a bad team at all. They just they're just missing some pieces.
I told Steve the only NHL future I've taken is the Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup. What's your thoughts on them this year?
Love that pick. Yeah, if you looked at last year, like they were out of the playoffs until for the first couple of months, they were not good. They had huge goaltending issues. They ran through like 4 goalies, couldn't find anybody. And then they ended up trading for Mackenzie Blackwood, who they still have, but he's hurt. And then Scott Wedgwood, who's playing as well. And like, they're not like all-star goalies, but they don't really need that. Like, they're so deep up front. Their decor is insane. Like, if I was going to pick a team right now without any moves that they're going to make around the deadline or anything, like Colorado would be my cut pick for sure.
Nice. I like
they are like, yeah, they're so good. The only thing that could hold them back is like they don't really know what Natchez is going to do, whether he's going to resign or he's going to ask for a trade.
That's Steve's voice. Steve loves to go off on him.
Yeah, they're kind of running into a similar situation that they did last year with Rantanen, where like, is he going to resign? Is he not going to resign? And then if he's not going to, what are we going to get back for him? Then now they have Natchez. So obviously if they keep him around, he's a great partner for McKinnon, seeing as he's fast, super fast, and can kind of keep up with him. So, and then like their decor, like Cale Makar, Devon Taves is the best pairing in the league. Like there's no other pairing that matches what they have. So,
and they have what's that guy's name that came back that was out for like multiple years?
Landeskog. Yeah, their captain.
Yeah.
Yep. He had I think it was a torn muscle in his thigh or something like that he had.
Yeah.
And he's back full time. He's another Swede. And yeah, that'll be a huge boost. Just having your captain back, like he's a good hockey player, he's a really good hockey player, but just even having your captain back makes a huge difference.
For sure. Chad, if you have questions on any specific game, you can ask me. I'll kind of run through the rest of the games while we're doing this draft here, and then
Yeah.
you can give some commentary on your team. I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
Hold on,
no
after I
worries.
make this pick. I always so Steve always like gives me trash because I always have like a lot of young players on my team. I don't know
Yeah.
why it works out that way, but when we do like baseball leagues together, I always have young guys. We were in Vegas for FSGA and we drafted baseball team there. I had a bunch of young guys and like they do like a radio broadcast while the draft's going on, like covering the draft on Sirius XM. So the Sirius XM guys loved my draft and they hated Steve's draft. So they brought Steve on to like make fun of him and like tell him his team
Oh,
was
no.
bad. But so I have to draft young guys. So that's why I took Celebrini. I have to just take all the young guys in any league just because it's funny because I always
honestly, it's a great decision anyway. Celebrini is incredible. He has a chance. He has a chance to make the Olympic team this year. Like if he goes off, like that's kind of where I think so many of these guys are like finding some motivation. Bedard being another one who got left off the Four Nations team last year. But like those young guys, spots are there. Like the old guys, if they don't get off to a hot start, it's not a guarantee that they get taken. So there's tons of room there, and Celebrini is definitely a guy that could make some noise.
So what are like? I guess talk to me about the Blackhawks a little bit. So where are they at? Because I know like they're not very good. So
Yeah,
how does that like? I guess how does that work when you draft someone like Bedard that's supposed to be like the next great thing? Like how long does it
yeah.
normally take for those teams? If assuming he is as good as like people thought, like how long does it take those teams to like build around him to where they can compete?
I mean, it really depends. Like, like Bedard is kind of was in that prospect tier of like Crosby, McDavid, Ovechkin, like those guys. But when they came in, not so much Ovechkin, their team took a while, but um, like when Bedard came in, Chicago was terrible, and they still are terrible. They haven't really drafted a lot since then. They've like they have some young guys, but like Crosby came in, they had Malkin, Lemieux was still there. They still had some guys that they were building around. They got into the playoffs pretty quick after he got there, and that was just like a huge boost for them. Bedard doesn't have anybody, and they still didn't really add anybody this offseason. Like he doesn't have anybody to play with, really. Like he's kind of on an island over there. Like they just keep cycling in like third liners who they hope can play with them, and it just doesn't really work.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go and like usually, I
Oh,
mean,
you took my
Chicago's
pick, man. What are we
been
doing here?
bad.
I was gonna
They've
take him.
been bad for a while, and so you'd think that they'd be able to build something better. But he also didn't have a great year last year. But like I said, like he doesn't have anybody around him. Like the best player he's played with is like probably Tyler Bertuzzi. Like that's probably the last guy, and then now they have like Nazar and some guys who are coming up, but they just don't have.
Does that like negatively impact him for like fantasy purposes?
Yeah, it does a little bit, I would say. Like he's still probably going to score. Like hopefully he scores 30 this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going to be a good player, but it definitely has an impact on him not having like that number two guy that can kind of roll with him. And you see it kind of all around the league. Like the teams that have success have like just a solid 1-2, like Edmonton, Draisaitl, McDavid. I mean, Florida's kind of the anomaly because they have so many guys, but like Barkov, Reinhardt is probably your top two there. Kachuk probably fits in there as well, but Colorado's got Makar and McKinnon. Like you need kind of those two guys that feed off each other more so. Chicago just doesn't have that. They have no one to support him. Like I think he started with Burakovsky on his line.
Interesting.
Like he's not great, not bad, sorry, but he's not going to help him too much. So It definitely
Yeah.
has an impact on him, but yeah. And Chicago as a whole too. Like they're probably going to be a bottom feeding team again,
Yeah.
which is like honestly kind of your hope. Like,
Yeah,
I
at
mean,
that point,
this
you
year
could
more
try and
than
get a high
any,
pick again.
yeah, like Gavin McKenna is going to get drafted this year, and he's in that same echelon of like Bedard, McDavid, Matthews, like those guys who are like almost the generational. Like your once, like McKenna is unbelievable. If you can get him and add him, like if you're a team that's probably not going to make the playoffs, like I'm selling everything trying to get that first overall pick. Like there's no, it's like the Crosby year, like the McDavid year. Like if you're not going to be there, be at the bottom. Give yourself the best shot at getting a franchise player.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I got one of my buddies just texted me. He's watching the stream and he's like, "The Flames are getting McKenna," and I'm like, "This is where like it's so tough with them too because you have like they're too good to be at the bottom, but not good enough to make the play. Like they're the same team as
Yeah.
last year. They added in like a couple young guys, but they're the same team as last year. Like they're not bad enough to be in that bottom tier. They're not good enough to be in the playoffs. Which is like honestly, I've lived in Calgary for
I
like
feel like
20
that's
years now,
always
and
the case.
it's that's what they
They're
do. That's
they're
what they
stuck
do.
in
They're just a
perpetual
middle
just, like,
team. Yeah,
mediocrity, yeah.
yeah. Their like highest pick ever was Sam Bennett, and he couldn't at that point. He couldn't even do a pull up. Then he didn't like Calgary, and then asked to be traded. Now he's got a couple cups, so it's like it's a different or like they're a different team
Dude,
now.
I keep getting
They're definitely
sniped
better,
right
but
here. I mean, what are we doing? Do you guys not understand I'm on the live stream? Like, you're supposed to let me get who I want. I mean, what are we doing? I wanted to take that guy that Steve always talks smack about, but somebody took him. So
who was it? Let me see. Who was
from
Steve's last?
Colorado, I don't know who took him.
Oh, Natchez.
Yeah, I wanted him on my team to troll Steve all year, but
What does he have? What does he have against Natchez? Or he
I
likes him?
don't know. He it's like so okay. I told Steve this the other day. So on opening night, I was sitting on my couch and I was watching the Colorado game was coming on. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a parlay just because I knew he was gonna be coming on the stream and we were doing this draft. So and I won. It was 10-1. I won like $300. So I had Nakish to score, which he did. I had Colorado to win, and then it was like the under 6 goals in the game, I think. But I only made that because he always talks about him on stream, and and then he ended up scoring, and I like won like $300. So I was like, I
Oh
told
my
Steve, I was like,
goodness.
thank you for always talking about him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I brought him up.
He's always like, Steve is very like I think old. Not, I'm not calling Steve old. I'm saying his
He's gonna clip that for sure.
evaluation of players is kind of that old guard of like he wants
Yeah,
them
for
guys
sure.
to like come in and I think he thinks he has like a bad attitude and stuff. I don't know if there's been like drama with that guy, like he asked to get traded or something prior. I
Yeah.
don't think Steve likes that. Steve likes you to come in and grind for wherever you're at, like the
He wants you to
typical.
work for your place on his team.
Correct. Yeah, he doesn't want these hot shots that think they should just get whatever. I think is what I've gathered from it, but I don't know much about that guy, so I don't know.
He told Carolina he wasn't going to re. It was like similar, like Rantanen got traded for him. It was like a similar thing where like both of the guys were like, we're not re-signing where we're at, so just like trade us kind of, and they just
Yeah,
got swapped for each other, which was kind of funny. But
because I think he went on a rant about him on stream like back in like May or like April maybe, whenever he first started coming on the live stream. I don't know. He went on a rant about him, and I think from what I gathered, he had like a bad attitude or something.
yeah, probably that's probably what it is. He's like,
He didn't like it.
no, I mean he's probably got it. I talk to Steve all the time, and we get to play hockey together, which is great. But it's really funny listening to like, I mean, he's a Flames fan, obviously, so takes on the Flames, and like from an outsider's perspective, I'm like, I just don't know, man. I don't know. I think if I was a Flames GM, I would be selling everything I have. You have a new arena coming in 2 years. You have
Oh,
like,
new arena. I'm gonna have to make a trip up there for that.
yeah, like the Saddle Dome is it's being held together by duct tape at this point. Like it made it through the flood in 2013, and I was like, all right, now is the time. They need a new arena. And then they're like, you know what? We're going to wait 14 years to build an arena after this. It's the oldest arena in hockey
Wow,
now,
I didn't know.
outside of MSG, but MSG got a bunch of upgrades. So
Yeah, and that's also like you can kind of get away with it. I feel like if
definitely,
you're
yeah,
Madison Square Garden, but
yeah, you don't
wow,
mind
okay,
that.
new arena coming. Yeah, so they should
Yeah,
kind of be, prepping for that, I would say.
yeah. So like, tear it down right now, rebuild 2 years. You got the new arena. You got Gavin McKenna, hopefully, and then you can make a run at a cup.
So, can you give me do you want to give me an evaluation of Steve on the ice? I would like I'd like
Steve
to
on the
see
ice. This
I would like to
is
see some of that.
dangerous.
Well,
This is
okay,
dangerous.
you don't know him, but one of our data feeds customers, Travis, playerprops.ai,
Yeah.
Steve, his play on the ice cannot be any worse than our good friend Travis kicking the field goal, which we have the video of that. So Travis, I don't know if you're watching, but yeah, sorry that I had to bring that up again, but there's no way Steve on the ice is worse than the field goal
Steve,
incident.
no, he's actually he's got the.
Steve has a very good golf swing. I saw that in Vegas.
That's good. I'm sure I haven't golfed with him actually, which is something I tried to get planned this summer, but it didn't work out. But on the ice, he's my D partner for the most part. So I actually I mean, for me, he's great. He's hard to play against because he's like, I mean, he is that like old guard kind of player where it's like you might get around him, but you're probably going to feel it as you're getting around him. Like you're going to get a stick or something. Like I mean, he's good. I have nothing really like bad to say about him as a hockey player. He does simple stuff. He never tries to do too much. Most of the time in the offensive zone, he just puts pucks on net. And like that's really all you can ask for.
Nice.
He wasn't even going to play this year.
Can I get a player? Can I get
it.
a player comp for Steve? Like, who would we comp him to in?
Yeah, like honestly, Ryan Suter would be my player comp.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start calling him Steve Suter then.
Yeah,
exactly. We're on the call.
Ryan Suter is my my player comp because you're like, it's never going to be flashy, but then every once in a while I'll see him mix in like a spinorama with the puck, and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? You're like, that was crazy, And you get back to the bench, you're like, where did that come from? Which is funny, but he's great. He kind of is like he's one of the guys who like runs the team or used to run the team anyway. So great locker room guy, always good for a chat.
Yeah.
From
what I gathered, he played a lot of golf when he was a kid, and anyone that golfed as a child is always just like inherently good at golf because they didn't, like they didn't pick up any, like they didn't start playing when they were older and have bad habits they need to fix. Like he was swinging the correct way from the time he was like a child. And we went to, it wasn't Top Golf, but it's like a place like Top Golf in Vegas. And golf swing looked good for Steve. So no matter what, he can fall back on that.
But I hear he shoots like,
I think he was pretty low handicap when he was playing a lot. I don't think he plays as much as he used to. Yeah. I think he was pretty low handicap when he did play.
What about you?
No, I'm like, okay, I don't know if anyone in the stream has golfed with me that's watching. So I wouldn't say I'm good by any stretch. You're going to get a wide range from me. So you're going to get 100 or you're going to get like 85. So my best ever.
That's not bad.
No, my best ever is like 86, and I've done it 2 times.
But
there's no rhyme or like reason. Like I could go out there and shoot 86 today and then go play tomorrow and I'll shoot like 110. Like just no rhyme or reason whatsoever to my game. Depends how many transfusions I've had. And I took like a couple lessons, but no, you're not getting. I'm good vibes guy, I would say, on the course. Like, I think people like to golf with me, but I don't really know performance-wise. I don't know what you're getting out of me. It's
But
very hit or
you've
miss.
broken 100 in golf then, which is like
Yes.
something I would say the majority of people who golf can't really say.
Yeah, I hate talking about golf because everyone online acts like they're like some
Oh yeah,
professional golfer.
everyone's a scratch
Yeah,
online
every
for
single
sure.
person's like, "Oh my god, you shot like 85, like you're terrible." Like there's no way all these people shoot it like in the 70s. There's just no
No,
way. I don't believe it. But yes, I've broken 90 like quite a few times, but
there you go.
I could shoot 110 if we went and played. Like there's no it's a complete hit or miss. I have no idea.
Yeah, fair enough. I would I'll for sure golf with Steve eventually. It'll happen, but
Yeah, I'm trying to get we need a rolling insights like
we
golf
do.
tournament would be
Yeah,
electric.
that would be incredible.
All right, you
I
want to
gotta
give
start
me here?
looking
Let
at
me
a
pull your
goalie
team
here.
up. You want to give some thoughts? Yeah, I have no goalie. I feel like that's not a good sign. Just noticed that. You want to give some thoughts on your team if I can figure out on Yahoo how to like pull that up?
Yeah, I am thrilled with my D. To be honest, I am very,
Here we
very
go.
happy with what I got here. Werenski, Hudson, Sanderson, and Heiskanen. That is quite the decor. Pretty happy there.
I'm taking
The
Steve's
pick,
boy.
the pick. Oh yeah, that's
Steve
a
is
great
obsessed
pick.
with Dustin Wolf. He loves him.
How could you not be? I mean,
Yeah,
he's kind of the reason the Flames are going to be in the middle.
yeah.
Like he's so good. He's going to be a stud. I'm kind of, I took John Tavares and he's on my bench
Yeah.
already. And that's just a little bit of a homer pick because I like the Leafs. And I was like, I'm going to miss out on everybody. And somebody took Matthew Nyes, which is tough.
Who is Tom Wilson?
Tom Wilson he's
That doesn't
kind of a
sound like a
psycho.
hockey name.
You should watch some of his like film.
Yeah, he
He's
plays
not
for
super
Washington. I'll have
skilled,
to
but
check that out.
he mashes guys. He hits so hard. He's got some of the biggest hits you'll ever see. And he fights. He's kind of like an old school hockey player, but like
He's
he's
like
got some
Steve.
skill too. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't compare him to Steve almost at all.
Oh, okay. just
like,
in mentality.
Just the mentality, maybe. Mentality, probably.
Okay.
He's a forward, and like, there's been talk of him. Like, he almost made Team Canada last year for the Four Nations. Like, he was kind of one of the guys. He didn't have a great year, but like before the season, there was like Tom Wilson is a guy on the radar for sure that could be making the Four Nations team.
Interesting.
He's like 6'3" or 6'4", just a big guy, 230 pounds probably, and he just like he hits guys, and he's a pest too. Like if you watch him in the playoffs last year against Montreal, he just like antagonizes guys and like taunts them all over the place. So he's kind of one of the last, like it's like him, Kachuk, Brady Kachuk as well. Like those like power forwards that are like just mean. Those are kind of the last. It's a dying breed. Although Florida seems to have like 10 of them. And that's kind of why they win.
Yeah, that's like
year.
their entire team.
Yeah. Now they have Marchand too, which is just like great.
So
another
fitting.
guy. One of like the all-time greatest pests ever.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but yeah,
all right.
team. I don't have any goalies, which is
I just double tapped it. All right, how bad is my team? If you want to give some analysis on this, you can wait till after you pick if you want.
Let me see.
Let me
I got some time
over here too.
I got some time. Let's see. Ben Hostler's boss team.
Probably. You can bear it all because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm
that
literally
decor is great.
Buttons. Okay, that's
Makar, like Fox should have a bounce back year. He didn't have a great year last year. But no one on the Rangers kind of did.
Dougie Hamilton? So I used to play NHL DFS back in the day. I feel like I was playing him then, and that was like in like 2017.
I mean, I think he's the same. I think he's a 95.
Yeah, okay.
So he's like 30 years. He might be a little bit older than that. Maybe I can't remember what his draft was.
Probably just played forever.
He's probably around 30.
I remember that.
Yeah. He is like he came into the league with Boston like right in his 18-year-old season. Like he was right into it. And then got traded to Calgary, and then now he's in Jersey. And if he's healthy, he's like a top defenseman in the league. Like he's that good. It's just that he almost never stays healthy. I'll get back to your team in a second here, but I gotta take Stolarz just because I love the Leafs and I need a
Yeah, there you
goalie.
go.
And he fits perfectly.
You have a couple Leafs guys.
Yeah. Not Matthews or Nylander, which would have been the two that I would have taken, or Matthew Nyes, which would have been the other guy. But everybody's just Kadri. What do I need? I need wingers. I need a left wing and a right winger. I like Paterka a lot. Okay, let's go back. So Nylander and Celebrini, incredible 1-2. Okay, so Jason Robertson can score 50 goals. Like he absolutely can. The issue is just that he's like not super fast, so he has a tough time sometimes keeping up with play when it gets faster, which is why like against Edmonton last year in the playoffs, he disappeared a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The game gets super fast, he just can't really keep up. But I mean, if he bounces back, he can score 50. So good pick there. Hagel is always one that like surprises me.
Yeah.
So he played in Red Deer in junior, and like, no, I know a couple guys who played with him, and he's like, it's kind of surprising how good he is. Like, I know he was good in Chicago and like kind of was a guy who was getting traded at the deadline for like a first round pick. And then when Tampa got him, it was like all of a sudden he was like, he's making Team Canada at the Four Nations. He's scoring 30. He's like a top guy in the league now. And like kind of out of nowhere. Like not out of nowhere in like the fact that he's good, but like that he's like a star now is kind of crazy and just adds to how deep Tampa is. Goalies are solid. Wolf and Binnington, like, don't think you're going to have any issues there. Unless Calgary sells off, then like Wolf's numbers are probably going to go down, and then you might have some tough times after the deadline. But Decor looks solid. Ehlers should have a good year in Carolina. But you never know, like leaving Winnipeg is the only team he's been with his whole career. You never know how a guy's going to react in a new spot. They've only played one game, so can't really get a feel on him, but he's so fast. And I honestly, I like your team a lot. If I look at like, I'm going to go through.
Yeah, put someone on blast. Tell me who's got a garbage team.
Yeah, that's what let's see here.
Shane Gostisbehere, another guy that I was playing in DFS like 10 years ago, somehow still kicking around back when he was on the Flyers.
Oh, yeah. He kind of had that career too where like he dipped a little bit and like they weren't really sure where he was going to go. And now he's like leading the power play in Carolina. And Josh's team is actually really solid, which pains me to say. But his team is
knows like
solid.
Hockey, though, I think.
He does.
He should know.
Like Shesterkin and Demko as your goalies is.
What's his team? What is his team's
really
name?
Good. He's Blades of Steel, which is an incredible old super.
Oh yeah, he just took Mark Stone. I was gonna take him, and he took him.
Yeah, and like Pasternak, pretty much guaranteed 40 goals every year, 100 points. Hedman and Yossi are still like they're getting older, but they're two of the best D still. I wonder who his first pick must have been Pasternak, which makes sense. And then he would have gone Hedman, Shesterkin. Yeah, it's good. Matthew Nyes, like he's going to play with Matthews all season, so he'll probably get 30 goals. Let's see Aiden's team. Aiden's team was one I was like, I wonder, because obviously he's a big hockey guy.
Yeah.
He did take Kachuk. Kachuk's out till like January probably. So he's going to have to fill in.
He wants him.
Which is crazy. Then Holloway's going to have to step in at this point on his bench right now. Dorofeyev, like, if coming into the season, I wouldn't have been like Dorofeyev's going to be a stud. But then he had a hat trick and he scored again last night. So he's already got 4 goals. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this will be a huge year for him. He's got a couple Vegas with Eichel and Dorofeyev. His team's good. Like, he obviously
Tell me about Quentin Byfield. What's this guy's story?
Quentin Byfield, we will see if he has any lingering. So last year in the playoffs against the Oilers, they were up 2-0 in the series, or I can't 2-0 or 3-1, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they had a chance to like kind of ice it away. They had an empty net. Edmonton had pulled the goalie, and Byfield like was gonna get the puck out, and he like tried to make a move and didn't get the puck out, and Edmonton came back, scored, and eventually won the series. And it was kind of like that was like the turning point. Like up until then, Edmonton really didn't have anything going, and like the games after, he was kind of a no-show in, and that can like definitely mentally mess with a guy's head. He also like hasn't hit his full potential. Like when he got drafted,
the sauce is watching the stream as we're talking about him. Drafts Quentin Byfield.
Yeah, there we go. So
I'm taking my favorite hockey player right here. Carter Verhaeghe has never let me down.
No, that guy, stud.
I've bet on him like 2 times.
Yeah.
One of the 5 times I've bet on hockey, I've bet on him twice, and he's came through. So I have allegiance to Verhaeghe.
He's got quite the story too of like bouncing around. He was in Toronto's organization. He was in Tampa. He got put on waivers, and then eventually just like popped in Florida. And now he's like one of the biggest pieces of their team, which is like kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Steve's got quite the team. Looking at Steve's team here.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I don't know.
How optimistic that sounds.
It's quite the team. Like he's kind of going what it looks like in like pairs almost, because he's got a Philly connection and a Washington, like a couple guys from Washington. But it's like he got the 2 best goalies in the league.
Oh, I found him. Okay.
Like he got Hellebuck and Vasilevsky. So like he's gonna have wins out of those guys for sure.
Okay, wait. So when we came on the stream, though, I said, "What do you do with the goalies?" And you said some people will double tap the elite goalies, but I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
And Steve did it.
Yeah.
So this is not a me thing, because every time I do a draft with Steve, I'll be like, "This is what I don't like to do," and he does it. And so now you, as the hockey guy, you just said you don't like to do it, and he did it. So it's not just me. This is what happens.
This is just what he does. He must be listening, and he's like, "Screw these guys. I'm just gonna do their strategy that they don't suggest."
Like there will literally be a football draft, and I'll be like, "Yeah, this is my least favorite player this season," and he'll like take him in like the 2nd round, and I'll be like,
it's
"Okay,
classic."
Like I like what we talked about, but I just don't like that." You know,
yeah, like it's a strategy for sure. Like Hellebuck and Vasilevsky, they're probably going to get a ton of wins. Like but you're kind of wasting 2 premier slots on goalies who like can get injured at any point, and then you're kind of out to lunch. Like then you gotta hopefully get a backup. But I am going to take a second goalie here with this pick, and I think it's going to be. I think I'm going to take a bounce back season from Jeremy Swayman. This is the other thing about goalies is it's kind of like Hellebuck and Vasilevsky are kind of the exception, but
I feel
year
like
to
there's
year,
a lot of
goalies change.
inconsistency year to year.
Yeah,
like if they get hot, they could just rip for a while, but
totally.
Then the next year they could look terrible. Very much so, like me golfing. It could be really good or it could be terrible.
Exactly. Similar situation. Because then you have like, let's say, like Stuart Skinner in Edmonton, who's like probably not going to put up the best numbers.
Yeah.
But he's going to have a ton of wins just because that team is so stacked.
Yeah, because of the team he's on.
So like you can get by with getting him on your team because you'll get wins. He probably won't have like the best goals against average, but his wins, like he'll win a ton of games. Which is like, yeah, okay, he might not have a 1.96 goals against average that Vasilevsky will, but
yeah,
he's probably going to have just as many wins as him because Edmonton's probably going to win that division or close to win that division. Like they're going to be in the playoffs and he's the starter. So that's always my strategy. I'm usually just like, okay, I'll just pick a goalie from a team that's probably going to win games and just kind of hope.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you need to stream, like, because you'll have, if you don't get a good goalie, there's always like back-to-backs you can stream.
Yeah, you can pick guys
backup
up.
Goalie. Yeah, for sure. It is kind of like quarterbacks in like 10-team like football leagues where you're like, if you don't get one of the studs and you're not performing, it's like, okay, well, I'll go get Marcus Mariota for these 2 games while Jaden Daniels is out or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Only 2 picks left or 3 picks left here, though.
Yeah.
Hockey drafts are way quicker than football drafts.
A lot quicker than football, especially when we get in these expert football leagues and 17 teams and I'm on a draft for 5 hours.
17 teams is crazy.
Yeah. It's a lot of people. A lot of players being picked. You got to start people that most leagues, these people are not rostered, but you have to start them every week.
Yeah.
I want to take someone, but I don't know if the Scorpions is listening to the stream. They might take them, so I can't. Maybe they'll auto pick them. Oh, okay, we're good. We're in the clear. I'm taking Slavkovsky here. Welcome to the squad.
Okay. That guy, like, if he wasn't a first overall pick, people would be like,
he was a first overall pick. I didn't even know this.
First overall pick like 3 years ago, and he's never hit that potential.
Maybe this is the year.
It could be.
Hopefully.
But like, there's those guys where you're like, if you weren't a first overall pick, you would be.
He'd be just like ousted.
Like, people would be totally fine. Like, you'd be like, he's a very valuable player. He's a big guy.
Oh, so he's been good, but just not first overall pick good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he scored. I think he scored 20 last year or something like that. But like, there was just. Yeah, I mean, he was a man drafted against boards because he was playing like professional hockey in Europe, and so people were like, this guy's like, this is the guy. But if you look at that draft, there's like, they could have taken the guys that would have projected out way better than he did. And like, kind of a waste because Montreal was in that rebuilding phase. They finally got a first overall pick, and
yeah,
I hate the Habs, but I mean, they kind of blew it from like a perspective from their perspective.
Do you need do you roster 3 goalies or do you just roll with 2 and then like if you need one, you drop them?
Yeah, I usually just like, if I really need one, some guy is probably not performing, I can figure out how to get another goalie on the roster. Like, holding 3 goalies is just like, because you have to do, like, the thing about NHL leagues is they play every day. So you kind of have to do a lot of switching in and out every day to like see who's playing.
Yeah.
And like, goalies, they might not play every day with their teams if they have back-to-back. So you kind of want, you can have the ability to stream. Like, with Steve's team having 2 of the star goalies, he's never going to drop.
Yeah, he'll never drop them.
But he's never going to have 2. Like, there might be nights where he doesn't have 2 goalies going, whereas other guys can have 2 goalies going and kind of pull off on that side. So
maybe he did that as he's like, I don't even want to spend time dealing with the goalies. So he's like, I'm just going to get these guys, and then they're just in all the time.
It's actually crazy. Like, I didn't even notice it, but like, Hellebuck and Vasilevsky as your 2 goalies is crazy. Like, that's insane. Because like, I mean, he's my boss, so I don't want to say anything too bad about him. But like, the rest of his team now looks kind of thin.
I don't want some softness here. Look, I love Steve, and I think he knows that.
Yeah. The rest of his team looks kind of thin. He did just take Zeev Buium. It's a good pick.
I'll call him out if I feel it's warranted.
Yeah. His team looks thin. I'll say that.
I'm gonna take I'm obligated to take one Columbus Blue Jacket since that's my local team. So I'm gonna take Sean Monahan.
Monahan is incredible. That's a good pick. I like that in this position too.
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty late here now. So
at this point, you really are just kind of like, you're taking guys who you have like hopes that they'll hit.
Yeah,
they'll kind of pop off. Like Steve took Zeev Buium, which is like a rookie defenseman, and you're just like, well, hopefully he goes and
that's a crazy name, Zeev Buium. It's pretty crazy. Wasn't Dylan Cousins supposed to be really good or something?
Yeah, he was another. I think he was a 2nd overall pick in Buffalo.
I say back in the day, and it's like 4 years ago. But I'm saying wasn't.
No, it was a while.
He was supposed to be. I remember hearing a bunch of hype about Dylan Cousins.
He was the horse from White Horse or something like that, because he's from up north in Canada, and he was like one of the first players to come from up there. And in junior, he was like a monster. And then they drafted him, and he's still a big guy, but then he's just never. Kind of like Slavkovsky, where you're just like, he's still been good, but just like never hit that potential. And like got traded to Ottawa and like kind of were hoping for the same thing. And then he was a ghost in the playoffs last year against Toronto.
Interesting.
And you're like, where, like, you're such a workhorse from Whitehorse. There it is. Thanks, Aiden. I had a horse from Whitehorse, which is just close. But I missed a key word in there. The workhorse from Whitehorse. That's what he was.
Interesting. Okay.
And still is, but he just hasn't hit kind of the potential that laid out for him. And it's kind of Buffalo as a whole. Like every prospect they pick is like close, but just not quite there. Outside of Darlene, but they don't.
I saw some people that I know hockey taking some Sabres like over point totals this year. What are they going to be decent, or do they still suck? And is that like hope? Is that hopium?
I think it's hopium. I said in my like projections of them, like until the Bills suck, they're not going to be good.
They'll never be good.
That's just they won't.
Well, they sucked when the Bills were bad.
Well, exactly, yeah. But there was like a different kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like the Pagula family just like doesn't really care about the Sabres right now because they're like,
damn, yeah,
we have the Bills popping off every
yeah.
year, like, and they issued a statement last year where they were like, we know we need to be better or something like that, and we will be. And it's like, okay, but you're not actually going to be better.
They've never been good.
You're still going to be. They have the longest playoff drought across the major sports, not just NHL.
Oh,
this is like across every sport.
I didn't know it was that bad. I mean, I knew it was bad.
15 years now.
Wow.
That they haven't made the playoffs. So
that's crazy.
This is a real homer pick, taking Morgan Riley with like some of the other D that are available. Okay. Probably not.
Where's Aiden's team? Let me see it. What's his team name?
He's the Scorpions.
The Scorpions? I guess. Yeah. All right. Aiden, they're already calling out JT Miller in New York. I know that. I saw some angry tweets about that opening night game there. They were mad about their new captain.
He shouldn't have been named captain. That's ridiculous.
They were mad about that.
And
you know what, Aiden? I was mad about it too because I had him to get a point and they didn't score a goal. So, yeah. Somehow they got shut out by the Pittsburgh Penguins opening night in MSG. That's great.
This is just an aside, but Jeff's team has been auto-drafted. Is kind of sick.
I was going to say, sometimes if you get auto-drafted, it works out.
Like,
yeah.
He might win the league with Matthews, Rantanen, Gensel, Cole Caulfield, Shea Theodore. Like, he's kind of stacked, if we're being honest here.
Yeah, that does kind of look like a good team off of just name recognition.
Which is kind of wild. Like no one could sneak in there and get some.
That's crazy.
Good for him, though. I mean,
he's doing good in the football league too.
He is, yeah.
He's in first place right now.
I had Scatabo last night.
Nice, that was a big one. Hopefully, I don't play you.
Do I play you this week? No, I'm playing. I don't actually remember who I'm playing, but I feel good about already having 30 points banked from one running back.
Nice. Mr. Cover dropping some moneyline parlays here. I'm going to be talking college after this draft ends. What do you have here? Cincy, Texas, A&M, Texas Tech, LSU. Off the top, I think that's fine. I like Oklahoma over Texas, though, personally. I'm going to take Aiden's boy, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Great pick.
I like Oklahoma over Texas, I think, Mr. Cover, but all that other looks fine. A&M is a complete wagon. I like this A&M team a lot. You have the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, Caleb. Who is going to be Mr. Irrelevant? You have a sleeper?
Well, Steve just took Zane Perek, who I was kind of like thinking about because he could pop off for Calder.
Well, what's funny is I was going to say, not Texas U. I don't know what that means, unless you mean North Texas, and then which I would like it. But I was gonna ask you when he took that rookie defenseman or whatever you're talking about. I was said how long until he takes like either a rookie or some unknown from Calgary that could maybe be good, but that was a short-lived thing.
That was
he instantly did it with his next pick.
Yeah.
Oh, A&M Tech.
Here.
Oh, A&M and Texas Tech. I got you. That's another crazy name, Juice Saros. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, he's Finnish. That's Yusei Saros.
Oh,
I mean, and right above it, you got Pyotr Kochekov.
Yeah.
Just coming. These are names you don't get in football streams right here. These are the names.
The majority of my chat is like, what is going on right now? Hockey. All right, we'll just grab this guy, Matthias Ekholm. Welcome to the squad there.
Great pick.
All right. I kind of like my team. We'll see how we do this year. If I win this league, you people update them glasses. Brother, you're typing A&M and it's on my screen. It says A-U0026M. So I don't know if that's you or if that's StreamYard, but that's not my fault that's what it, and Caleb can vouch. He can see the comments.
I was going to say the same thing.
It says A//U0026M. I don't know what that means other than I'm formulating a guess. I do need new glasses though, Mr. Cover. That's a good shout. I do need some new ones. All right. That does it for the draft. If you want to hang on, you can, Caleb. If you want to make your last pick and dip, you can do that.
I'll tell people what my last pick is going to be before I can jump off, because I'm going to – let me see here. Let's go. I need somebody who can play wing. Let's take a shot at a rookie. I'm going to go Ivan Demidov because I don't think Abel's going to take him.
Oh, he's taking
real chance.
Abel's gonna.
If Abel takes him, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Okay, you're in the clear. You're in the clear.
All right, Ivan Demidov, last pick.
Nice.
I'm gonna jump off.
All right, Caleb. Thanks for coming on. I'm sure we'll see you next week. Caleb's gonna be doing a hockey stream by himself, or he might bring some guests on and stuff starting next week. So you guys should stay tuned for that.
Starting that. All right, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on.
Yep.
All right, chat. Back to the college football streets here. So as far as I don't remember where we left off here. I think we were at North Texas. Yeah, Dewan, you have to tune in. Caleb, obviously very knowledgeable when it comes to hockey. So I'm excited to watch his hockey streams. North Texas, I love tonight. It's my favorite play today. Lean Washington in the Washington-Rutgers game, but have not bet it. I lean Ohio State big, but have not bet it. But I think Ohio State rolls Illinois tomorrow. I like Pittsburgh to cover against Florida State if you can get the hook. I wouldn't take it at flat 10. Just, I don't know. 10.5's been available all week. So I would take the 10 and a hook there with Pittsburgh against Florida State. Alabama, Missouri, great game tomorrow. Seen a lot of people on Missouri for this one. I'm going to sit it out. I like this Alabama team I want to jump in on Alabama to win the national title. If they lose this game, we're going to get way, way better odds than the current odds for them. But I also just think Alabama will win. I do think it'll be a close game, though. So I'm not going to take Bama in this one, but I do like them to win. And I like this Bama team to go on a run into the college football playoff and potentially win the national title. So I like Bama, but no play on that game. 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. Kent State, Golden Flashes. Neither of these teams have beat an FBS team since 2022. We have an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. Two completely horrible football teams that have not won a game against FBS competition in multiple years, going on 3 years at this point. I'm taking the home team, Kent State. I like them. I'm betting them. Take them on the money line, though. If you're betting Kent State to cover a spread, you're insane. Just take it on the money line, but I like Kent State tomorrow. I did bet that. I like Indiana if you can get 7 and a hook against Oregon. I think this Oregon team's good. I think Dante Moore is good, but I don't know. I need to see it more because at the time, the Penn State win looked really, really good for Oregon. It doesn't look as great right now. And I do respect Signetti and I respect Indiana. I'm 1-0 betting Indiana this year. So I like them to cover and potentially win this game. So give me Indiana plus 7.5 against Oregon. I like App State over Georgia State. I've seen a bunch of people on Georgia State, but App State, I did not like them coming to the season at all. And they've impressed me. I kind of like their team makeup a little bit. So I kind of like them over Georgia State. Georgia Tech should roll Virginia Tech, but not going to bet that one. Penn State, I have no idea what's going on there, so going to avoid that game at all costs. I like Nebraska to beat Maryland even on the road. I said earlier this week, I joked that they should show TCU Kansas State on the military channel because it's two terrorist organizations. I will not be betting TCU Kansas State this week. I hate Josh Hoover. I hate Avery Johnson. I want nothing to do with that game. That is a true pass for me. I think Colorado's live against Iowa State. I don't think Iowa State's very good. I don't think Colorado's good, but I don't think Iowa State's very good. I will say, though, if you are going to bet against Iowa State, and we did this last week, we had Cincinnati. Biggest play of the week last week was Cincinnati over Iowa State. They won, and they cashed that. But Iowa State, for whatever reason, gets the most insane bias treatment from these Big 12 referees of any team. There is no team in the Big 12 that gets sucked off by the refs more than Iowa State. So if you're ever going to bet against Iowa State, just know going in that not only are you going to have to go against Iowa State, you're going to have to go against the referees too, because they always get questionable calls. I don't know why, but I think Colorado could pull an upset potentially there. I really want to fade UNLV at some point, but I don't think this is the time to do it with Air Force. There's going to be a spot in a couple weeks, probably, maybe next week. I'll have to look at their schedule, but there's going to be a spot where we do a max play fading UNLV. I think they're fraudulent, but they've played a pretty easy schedule. And I won't be shocked if Air Force beats them, but I'm not going to bet Air Force. I would prefer UNLV to win this, and then we can fade them later on with the team I feel more confident in. I like Oklahoma over Texas. I don't think Texas is good. We bet Florida over them, and I think Oklahoma's the better team, especially if they get Mateer back. We'll kind of see on that, but I just think Oklahoma top to bottom is a better team. And I know it's a big rivalry game. I know it's at Texas, but I just don't think this Texas team is it. I don't think Arch Manning's it. I need to see it to believe it, and I haven't seen it yet. So give me Oklahoma over Texas. Navy should roll Temple, but not going to put a play in there. Tennessee should beat Arkansas. No play there for me. I like Iowa over Wisconsin. Again, I have no idea why this is like a 7 o'clock primetime game, but I would take Iowa over Wisconsin if you made me pick. I would take Texas A&M over Florida. I like Texas A&M a lot. Now, I like Florida too. Florida's receivers are really good. I think Lagway's good when he's healthy. I don't think he was healthy at the beginning of the season. But overall, I think Texas A&M is one of probably the 4 best teams in the country right now. So I'll take them big game at home against Florida. Give me A&M in that one. Not betting it, but just I think A&M will win the game. I like USC to beat Michigan, so I would take them money line, or if you want to lay the 2.5, I'm good with that. I like USC over Michigan. And I never bet on USC, but I think now is the time. I like them over Michigan in this one. We'll see what happens there. Don't really care about any of these other late games. I don't have a play in Georgia-Auburn. I may add tomorrow and take Auburn. I would lean Auburn over Georgia. I have concerns about Stockton, and I think I would take the home team in that one. So Auburn's a potential to get added for me tomorrow. I like Texas Tech big over Kansas. I have no problems laying that 14. I got it at 13.5 earlier in the week, but I think Texas Tech just rolls Kansas. I don't even think that's going to be a close game. So Texas Tech big over Kansas, in my opinion. I did bet that one. LSU, I do like over South Carolina, although I don't trust Brian Kelly ever in a big night game. I do think LSU is the better team, though, as opposed to South Carolina. BYU Arizona is tricky. I like both these teams. I like Arizona. I like Fafito. We've bet on him a number of times the last few years since he became Arizona's starter. But I think top to bottom, BYU's team is better. Not going to have a play in that one, but if you made me pick, I would take BYU. I think short road favorite, but don't like anything enough there to play it. And then the last game of the night, this line got steamed heavy because Sam Levitt is not going to play for Arizona State. I would take Utah in a money line parlay, but I'm not going to bet on this Utah team to cover a big spread, even if Arizona's got a backup quarterback in. I think Utah's fine for a money line parlay, though. I'll probably put together a money line parlay tomorrow, and I would be fine putting Utah in that aspect. But overall, that does it for the college slate. I'll tweet some bets out tomorrow for you guys, so stay tuned to that. Make sure you subscribe to the Rolling Insights YouTube channel over on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be live Sunday, 11 a.m. NFL bets, DFS, anytime touchdowns, all that good stuff. I'll see you all on Sunday at 11 a.m.